Paul Joseph Watson has been following this situation very carefully, the Chase Bank situation. He's going to talk to us more about it right now. So, Paul, what do you think about that breaking news from Anthony Gucciardi?
Well, it's amazing. I think the key points that came up there is that first of all, they've confirmed that Chase Bank business customers are receiving these letters informing them that from November 17th, all international wire transfers are going to be withdrawn, completely banned, and cash activity on business accounts will be limited to $50,000. So you think about just a basic grocery store is going to turn over $50,000 over the course of a month, which is when this limit applies to. So the claim, as some have made, that this is a money laundering regulation just doesn't cut it, because many small businesses are going to be affected by this. They're not going to be able to withdraw deposit cash in any kind of significant amount. And if you're a small business that's paying for foreign contract labor or stock or materials from abroad, how are you going to pay for it if you can't use international wire transfers? In the very least, it's going to be a complete headache for businesses. As Anthony said there, he found out that basically the order had come from the top. The employees at Chase Bank confirmed it, but they didn't really know anything about it. And then another key factor, of course, was they're talking about having to pay $1 for every one you take out, having to pay a fee for every dollar you take out. So it sounds like they've got no idea what this policy is, yet they've confirmed it's being implemented. It's come from the top. And in an age of bail-ins and account gouging, Cyprus style, you can understand why a lot of people are concerned about this.
And Paul, you think about that because we warned about the Cyprus situation when it first happened, and we always get the normal thing. So that can never happen here. That's just them over there. We'll never have to worry about this. And I admit, I had to go to the bank today. I don't bank with Chase, but just in case I went and withdrew a little bit extra out of my account, just in case these things start to affect other banks besides Chase.
Well, a lot of the comments I've read so far are people saying that their bank has also introduced similar regulations. So it looks like it's across the board. And the bottom line is this is about them controlling your money. These Federal Reserve linked banks think your money is their money. And it's obviously designed as part of this wider move to shut down businesses who mainly deal in cash. It's part of this move towards a cashless society. And as I said before, it's not just international wire transfers. In the case of the Peak Charter School, which is an elementary school in Colorado, they were told that domestic wire transfers from their business savings account were completely banned. So if they want to send that money to another account domestically inside the US, they just can't do it. They don't have access to that money to do it. And that's why a lot of people are concerned about this, because, it comes amidst this debt default, this shutdown of the government, people talking about the potential future collapse of the US dollar. So it seems part of this move on behalf of banks to make it increasingly difficult for people to move money out of the country.
Now, Paul, briefly with the time we have left, can you touch on the EBT situation?
Yeah, that was a USDA letter that was sent out to the people who handle this electronic benefits transfer system. And they basically said before the debt deal was agreed today, that they couldn't fund the EBT card, which is, of course, the electronic food stamp card for states as of next month. So they were going to be in the hole, and people were talking about going hungry. There was a Fox 13 news report where people in, I believe it was Utah, were saying this is going to cause chaos. People are going to go hungry. We saw what happened last week with the temporary glitch, the shutdown of EBT card payments, looting in several Walmart stores, and a mini riot in another store in Mississippi. So after a few hours, they were already looting and staging mini riots. What could happen if you had days and days of delays in these food stamps, these electronic benefit transfer cards? It's a serious problem. They've resolved the debt situation for now, but a lot of people are still concerned about the delay in receiving those food stamps for welfare recipients because of the chaos that was already caused in just a few hours on Saturday when the EBT card system failed.
And Paul, isn't Chase Bank behind the EBT card system?
Yes, they're actually contracted to provide EBT card services. So every time somebody signs up for an EBT card, JP Morgan Chase gets a cut of it. So that's another aspect of this that needs to be investigated in light of the potential that those electronic food stamps would be cut off from next month. Also, we have to remember that back in March, it came out that many Chase customers saw their account balances temporarily reduced to zero when they tried to take money out of ATMs. That glitch lasted for hours, and again, it reduced confidence in Chase Bank. So this is only going to do the same, and we'll continue to investigate the story.
All right, Paul Joseph Watson, PrisonPlanet.tv, Infowars.com. I expect you'll have some new articles coming out pretty soon, Paul?
Yeah, we'll continue to look into it. It's top of Drudge Report right now, so it's a hot story. A lot of people are interested in it.
All right, thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
All right, so thanks for tuning in to this extended edition of the InfoWars Nightly News. It's a very special report. I'm sure we'll hear more from Paul Joseph Watson and also Anthony Gucciardi on the subject. But in the meantime, you can go to PrisonPlanet.tv and get yourself a 15-day free trial. You get the Alex Jones Show, the Nightly News, the special reports, and more. I'm Jakari Jackson for the InfoWars Nightly News, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Alex Jones here to warn you about some of the most important health information you may ever hear. I'm talking about radiation, radioactive fallout, radioactive particles contaminating the Northern Hemisphere. Conservatively, since the 1940s, the Northern Hemisphere of our planet has more than doubled its background radiation. In fact, that was before Fukushima exploded. Now the levels are going up and up and up. Fish are contaminated in the Pacific, and the FDA, the EPA, and others, they're not worried about it. They've been raising the levels of what they claim is safe radioactive particles. So after more than 2 years of research into how to protect my family, looking at all the literature, talking to the experts, across the board they agreed iodine is key, but of the family of iodine, nascent, natural, non-GMO, non-factory iodine that comes from the earth is absolutely paramount for your thyroid and other functions in the body. The literature, the research, it's there. It's not my opinion. It is admitted that iodine is essential for the health of our bodies overall, and nascent iodine is the best form. Now, we're announcing the launch of InfoWarsLife.com, and we're going to bring you scores of products over the next few years that we're researching and developing. But nascent iodine is the first product we're coming out with because it's so important, and it's also listed as a fluoride detoxer. It does so many other things. Your body needs it, and when you don't have enough iodine, forget the radiation, your thyroid absorbs the sodium fluoride and other things. Nascent iodine and InfoWars Life Survival Shield in double strength at half the cost of the leading competitors. Please visit InfoWarsLife.com today.